Welcome to Bandits Keep Actual Play. I'm Daniel. Today we are picking up with the Rangers in my solo Dungeons & Dragons campaign using Chainmail and Outdoor Survival. Well, at the end of the last session, one of the PCs has fallen, and we're pretty far from home, and they want to continue to raid this dungeon, but they don't really want to let their friend basically be dead forever. That does not fall into the range of a raise dead spell. So they're heading back home, or maybe they're not.
What if, can I make it back on a light horse? That's the question. We've picked up some extra stuff here, some magic shields, a bunch of magic swords. So you know what? They're going to take a magic shield and a magic sword. They're going to take the Hobbit. They're going to get on a light horse, because again, we have, groups that are with us. We have light horses. You always have light horses too. Well, basically, we just strip a horse of its armor and make it a light horse. We are basically going to try to race back to get a cleric to raise them. So we're going to leave immediately. So I'm going to kind of split the party, and I'm going to go back and forth in time. So this is actually, they did that first night. That is the 5th. So that we have 7 days to get back to see if we can get a raise dead with them. These guys are going to stay. And they are going to, with the army, and try to, actually, you know what? Let me do something here. Those bandits, guys for the bandits were basically mercenaries. I'm just going to see if they want to join us. Do the medium horse and stuff from the bandits join us? No, they don't. They just go on their way. We send them off. Oh, yeah. All right. We're going to ride back as fast as we can, these two characters. So let's do this. We're in the clear, day 1. To get lost. 2. Okay, well, two's there, which is not great. That takes 3 movement points. Now, hold on a second. I got to recalculate this, because they are not overloaded with troops, nor are they... Okay, I'm getting excited. Let me just take a second to get all the stuff figured out. Okay, a light horse can move 10. So we do get lost that first day because we got too excited. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 1. Is there an encounter? We're in the clear, only on a 6. No. I still think this is the fastest way back, because the desert eats too much. This would make us clear. I'm going to try to go this way. All right, so do we get lost? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is there an encounter? No. It's day 2. Let me check movement in the desert. I'm already doing it. I guess I'm going to check it. I know it's different than outdoor survival. That's why I'm checking it. In outdoor survival, I think it's the same as mountains, but for some reason in OD&D, they just decided it was going to be longer. Oh, no, woods and desert cost 2. So I think maybe in outdoor survival, they cost more. Okay. So it's actually only 2. So here we go. Do we get lost? We do. 2. Okay. That's not bad, because I was probably in the way we were. Well, yeah, we might have went that way anyways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because it costs 2 to go through a path. 9, 10. Okay, so we end on a path, and we have an encounter. Okay, this is day 3. Now, there's only one of us, really, so because the other we're just carrying a body. So we roll them on the mountain encounters, and we get 3, which is a giant type, 2, which we roll a d12, 5, gnolls. Okay, well, that's not great. So we have gnolls in front of us. Gnolls are in groups of 20 to 200. That's a D10 times 20. Okay, so about 30% of the maximum amount that could be there. We're going to try to avoid them, of course. So we have a 70% chance to avoid them. Now we are on a light riding horse, making our speed 24. Gnoll's speed is 9. So we're more than twice their speed, so we get plus 25%. So we have a 95% chance to avoid them. All right, so red die is first. We avoid them, so no problem. Let's just check to see if this is their lair. %30 chance. Again, red die first. 91. It's not their lair. Okay, so that day ends. That's day 3. Day 4. We're on a path. Only lost on a 1. We're not lost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A lot of times if I wasn't in a rush, I would wait, right? But I don't want to waste any more days. This is day 4. Encounter in the woods, yes. There's an encounter in the woods on a 5 or a 6. Eight. Ooh, a dragon. Well, dragon chart anyways. Okay, we're going to roll on the dragon types. We got a D12 here. 10. 10's a Balrog. Well, all right, there is a Balrog. Or multiple Balrogs that it might be. We definitely want to avoid that. That would be... Not only is our Hobbit dead, but that would be the end of our... Okay, so we're just looking at Balrog's speed when they're flying is 15, so we are not twice as fast as them, because again, our speed is 24. Just checking that. There's from 1 to 6 of them. 3, so that's 50%. So, by the way, and sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. I just have been forgetting, and I guess I'm not going to do it this time either, because I haven't been doing it. I should probably really roll surprise, but I didn't. So, also, I'm not quite sure. Well, I'll roll, but let's just do this first. We basically have a 70% chance to avoid them, because it's 50% of them. We're not twice as fast, but we are in the woods. So again, that gives us a 25, which gives us a 95% chance to avoid them. However, we might be surprised, as might they. So, is anybody surprised? We're both surprised. So that means nobody's surprised. So we'll count it as nothing. Is this their lair? Is there a Balrog lair here? 25% chance. No. Okay. That's the end of that day. That was day 4. All right, day 5. Here we go. Am I lost? 6. We're not lost. In the woods, you're lost on a 1 or a 2, I think. No, I am lost. The high number is lost. No, I've been doing this wrong. Sorry, I said it wrong. I've been doing it right. Lost in the woods is on a 1 or a 2. We're not lost, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're in the clear. Do we have an encounter? We do not. That's day 5. Day 6, are we lost? We're not. 1, 2, 3. We get home at the end of day 6. Now let me just check the raise dead spell. And we know there's clerics here that raise dead because we've done it before. So we know it's possible. That was also 6 days which I'd have to rest on day 7 anyways, just for the elf going back, because of course I'm going to send them back. It does say, and I've heard people say this is because I feel like it's not written correctly, but it says it works with men, elves, and dwarves only. So that means it doesn't work with hobbits, I guess. Oh, it's only 4 days. So we have to get a high enough level cleric anyways, and it might not even raise a halfling. So let's just do this. After I did all that, so I'm not going to cut it out. It's a decision I made as a player. But he might not even have a chance of getting resurrected. So let's do this. Let's just roll the oracle. That's how we do things around here. Can the halfling be resurrected? Just straight up. For either because halflings can't be resurrected, or the cleric's not there, or whatever. Can they be resurrected? Triple no's. Wow. but I got a son. So I'm going to take the triple no plus son, meaning that hobbits can be resurrected, but there's just nobody there that can do it. And that's that. Okay. Bummer. Okay, that's the end of that halfling. Then they have to rest. Now that would make this the 12th of January for our elf here, the Oathbreaker. Well, what shall we do? Honestly, this might not... Oh, you know what? Actually, while this is going on... Oh, I'm not the little guy. I want to say he was right here on the 5th. Let's see where this orc army is. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Okay. The orc army is approaching. The party is... I'm going to just say they've been resting and organizing. I'm not going to make any random monster encounters for that time period for them because that just seems like it's a... Well, I guess I could. I feel like they have a group of 200 soldiers. Unless it's something major, it's not going to affect them. So I'll just roll. Let's just do it to do it. So that's 7 days. Let's see. I'm going to roll 5. I'm going to roll 7d6. On rolls of 6s, there's an encounter. Oh, a bunch of encounters, actually. So on day 3, there was an encounter. On day 6, it was an encounter. So we're in the clear. Let's roll a d8. 3. Giant type. Okay. 2. Goblins. Interesting. Okay. All right, so we are encountering some goblins. Let me just see what this other one is. Nope, not going to do that. Let's just play one at a time. So goblins are seen in groups of 40 to 400. Huh, 40. Okay, so 40 goblins stumble upon us. I mean, I can't imagine for 1 second that 40 goblins are going to try to stand up against 200 mounted soldiers. So let's just immediately make a morale check for them. They've got to beat an 8. No. Goblins see the soldiers and they run. We're not going to chase down goblins. They're not worth our time. So on day 6, there's another encounter. 7. Animals. Again, I don't think this is going to be an issue, but let's just see. Let's see. We'll take standard animals because they're not in any kind of weird places. 5. Ants. Okay, so there's giant ants. So, or regular ants. We could treat this as, what's funny about them is that they do talk about animals will generally be of the giant variety, although the referee may prefer to have small spiders, for example, which attack the party when they are asleep. That actually sounds kind of fun. So let's say there's like an incursion of some kind of like ants that are not huge and fighting, but they're more of a nuisance. And let's say because of that, we're gonna let's see. We'll do this. Let's pull 2 words from the mythic deck to see what mayhem the ants cause. Carry, balance. Okay, so carry, balance. Well, what they're carrying their stuff on are like carts and horses, right? Balance. I was kind of thinking ants might get into food and stuff, but they could also mess if they're like hardcore like carpenter type ants. Maybe they like destroy some of the wagons. You know, we're going to reset this back down, by the way, because that went in our favor. Let's just go 50-50 because I have no idea. Are these giant carpenter ants that just destroy a bunch of our wagons? Yes, exceptional. Okay. So they destroy all of our wagons, which is going to be problematic for our food and stuff on the way back. People are going to have to carry their own food and this kind of thing. So yeah, we've lost our wagons. Let me make a note of that. I mean, individual people can carry in their saddlebags, obviously. You know, like some food and stuff if they need to on the way back, but they're not going to have things like the giant tents that people are in and like all the firewood and, you know, all the stuff that makes camping and stuff easier and better. So hopefully if we end up staying here till the orcs get here, which we probably will, then the orcs themselves will take their wagons if we defeat them, right? So, you know, I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to stay here and fight these orcs. And that might just be where I end it today. So what we're going to do is they rest on day 7. They find out they can't bring their friend back. They are going to, I think they're just going to turn around and come back. The thing is, they'll never make it back before the battle. So, I mean, not that they know that. But just from my coordination, it might be a pain. I'll just have to make good notes, I guess. All right, so let's do this. Let's move the orcs let's move both people simultaneously. So this is now the 12th of January. And they're going to head back. So it's the 13th of January, right? That was the 12th. So today is, now we're on January 13th. And we're going to move. 1, 2. And they're going to move. Again, they're a player character, so they have to go by player character rules. Do they get lost? They do not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is there an encounter? There is not. Next day. 1, 2. This is now the 14th. They're lost. 4. Oh, straight down. That's where I wanted to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is there an encounter? There is not. Next day, 15th. 1, 2. Do they get lost? They do not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're in the desert. So an encounter on a 6, and they have one. Okay. There's actually not desert encounters in here, so I'm just going to treat it as clear. Oh, no, there is desert encounter. Oh, I'm sorry. No, there's a desert encounter on a 5 or 6, so they would have it anyways. For some reason I was thinking there wasn't desert encounters here. So they have an encounter in the desert. It is a D6 roll. 4. 4 is men. Oh, interesting. So there's a special desert men. So, okay, we could use the Mars one, but I think we're just going to stick with regular. So we'll roll a D6 for that. 5, because I don't think we're on Mars right now. Wizard. That's interesting. So again, a wizard is accompanied by 2d6. So 8, which puts that just above 50% of 8 out of 12 is 75% actually. So let's see. We're going to try to avoid them, of course. So there's 75% of them. We have a 90% chance to avoid them. They're on horses probably because that's how I always do this. We're on horses. We're just going to try to avoid this wizard. We do not need to encounter anybody right now. And we avoid them no problem. Okay, that was the 15th. So on the 16th, January 16th. Okay, that battle's going to happen on January 16th, but just so I can get myself there, I'm going to move the elf there, and I'll just figure out how many days that took so I don't have to play out the rest of this. So here comes the 16th. They're not lost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is there an encounter? There's not. Are they lost? They are not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so they get there on the 17th. Okay, so what's going to happen here is they're actually going to arrive the day after the orcs do. So depending on how I figure out this battle, they might get there in the middle of the battle, but very likely they won't, because the orcs are going to arrive near the end of the day. They may take a day to rest. And actually, let's just see. Let's just figure that out right now. Because we're here, while my brain's working on it, I'm just going to make it a straight up 50-50. Do the orcs spend a day organizing, getting their troops in order, or do they just attack? So do the orcs attack immediately? Yes or no? No. Exceptional. Okay, so the orcs are actually going to hunker down before they attack, which means my elf will arrive before then. So on January 17th, the elf arrives, and the orcs are setting up camp. And that means that we might be able to try to attack them first if we want. They have a Balrog with them. This is going to be very difficult unless we can somehow recruit these people we've captured to help us. And that might be more difficult than we think. So let's see what happens there. I guess we'll make that decision next year on January 17th or later. I guess I wanted to clear this dungeon before the end of the year, but I don't think I'll have a chance to play again. In fact, I won't, because the way I do one-to-one time is if I stop today, I can't pick up and play again until the 17th because I'm in the future, as it would be. So let's see where it goes into the next season.
If you've been enjoying these actual plays, please do take a second to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to check the description. You'll find links to most of, if not all, the things I use here, and make a comment below if you have something you'd like to say, questions about the game, etc. I'm always open to that. Talk to you soon.